So hey, how's it going? This is Tim Ward with Guard Digital Marketing. So I got that video coming to you as promised. So this will have a few simple tips and tricks for you guys to use to start building that online presence that you guys would so desire, right? So I always so I have the home page pulled up here. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But I always like to first dive into a Google page here and kind of show the relevance of everything that's going on, right? Where you want to be ranking, so on and so forth. So let's say I lived in Kansas City, Missouri, and I was looking for some roofing services to be done. This is a variation of a keyword that I would type into Google looking for those services, which is what we consider a buyer intent keyword. Now, when we're looking at the top of the page of the Google search, we are going to see Google guaranteed ads in this case. Now, these are trusted, verified, and definitely local companies that are offering these services in this area. So as you can imagine, being right up top here on a Google page like this, you are going to get a lot of exposure and a lot of conversions for this. So definitely an easy and normally cost-efficient way to start getting more traffic in, especially online, is something like this, a Google guaranteed ad. Now, there are obviously other options here that you want to be ranking for as well, one being the Google Map Pack, okay? And why I say this is because being within this top three here, most people are not going to be picking or choosing from anybody else and clicking on this button. They're going to stick within this top three. So it's crucial to be within here to make sure you're maximizing the amount of clicks and calls you're getting from the internet. Now, to be within here, you need to make sure you have a Google Business profile first off. And if you have one already, make sure you're starting to optimize it out. Don't just think it's something you put up there and you forget about it. Always make sure you're asking customers for reviews. Make sure all the information about your company is 100% filled out. You're putting in pictures every week that are geolocated to Kansas City, so on and so forth, just to make sure that Google knows what you guys do for work and where you do it at. And once you start building that in, Google's going to recognize this and compare the options of who they would like to put up here. And if you're ticking all those boxes, Google's going to have no other choice but to put you in here, okay? And again, this is key because you will get 30 to 50% of your traffic again coming from within here. Now, the next thing you're always going to see are the organic listing, which are under the ads and then under the map pack. Now, we're going to see some directories, of course, as this is roofing, but we will see some companies in here too. And the first one ranking for Kansas City roofing is going to be Christian Brothers. So I pulled them up too, and I'm going to put them into the same program as your website so we can do a quick little comparison of the websites too and kind of see where you can start succeeding along with them and even start passing up their numbers to outrank them, right? So let's take a look at the homepage of the website real quick. I always like to take a look at a homepage of a website for one main reason. Google has a sweet spot when it comes to content on a homepage, and that sweet spot is 1,500 to 2,000 words of content alone on that homepage. Now, if you dig into that content, you should have a buyer intent keyword, kind of how I explained on this page of Google, roofing Kansas City Mo, every 150 to 200 words of that content. So again, every 150 to 200 words of content within that 1,500 to 2,000 words overall, you should have a buyer intent keyword. Now, what that does is it optimizes your home page to be ranking for all the services that you provide in that area, right? And then you can embed more throughout the different pages. If you guys do, different services or you have different service areas. So there are more ways to embed, obviously, more keywords and content within the rest of your website, but the homepage is huge, okay? The homepage you typically want to be your most powerful page on your website. Now, what I can do is I threw your guys' page or your website here into this paid program I use called Eris. So it gives me a nice quick overview that gives me a gist of how well your website's performing, and it gives me some numbers that I can easily compare to a competitor, okay? So we are seeing a DR and a UR rating right off the bat, and this is power and trust ratings from Google for first your homepage, or sorry, not your homepage, for first your entire website, and second your homepage, okay? Now, it looks like your homepage has a lot more power and trust within Google than the rest of the website. Now, how I'm seeing that in my mind is that these backlinks and referring domains are pumping power to this homepage alone. So you don't have many backlinks linking to other pages of your website. It's all mostly going to be on your homepage. Now, normally not a super huge issue. You probably want to spread this out a little bit more, so your other pages are getting some more power as well and spread out the power quite a bit. But overall, this homepage rating is not super bad. Once you get into the 30s and 40s, you're going to be within that top 10 to 20 percentile of all websites when it comes to rating. So you're on your way up to that 30 and 40 rating, which is going to give you a lot of power and trust within Google to rate you or rank you on that first page for keywords that you have within your website. Now, here's a big problem that I'm seeing. You got only 4 keywords within your website that you are currently ranking for within Google. Okay, so this is resulting that you're only getting 40 people coming into the website every month. So if we click on keywords, we can see 2 out of the 4 keywords that you have are for kind of something to do with your name, right? Now, Ryan Roofing, that's a what we would consider a nationwide keyword. So there could be many people outside of Kansas City that are searching this, right? And you are getting 40 people per month coming in, and you are on that first page, okay? So this is where all your traffic's coming in at, and this isn't even necessarily a buyer intent keyword. Now, Ryan Construction Kansas City, obviously this is your guys's basically company name here. It's getting 30 search volume a month, but you're on that, third or fourth page of Google, and then you got a couple other keywords here that you're ranking on, well within to the, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth pages of Google. So your only traffic is coming from this Ryan Roofing, which isn't even necessarily giving you people searching from Kansas City alone, right? So not even the best keyword to be ranking for in the first place. But that's kind of a nice overview of everything. So let's do a quick little comparison. This is Christian Brothers. I tossed them into the same program here. So you can see their DR and UR rating right off the bat here is relatively higher when you're talking overall ratings. And you can see that from the amount of backlinks and referring domains they have, and of course the amount of keywords they're ranking for, right? Now, they have a blog within their website, so they're going to be ranking for more keywords that aren't necessarily those ones you want to rank for, because they're not bringing in buyer intent traffic into your website. So let's even cut out 50% of their traffic and say 50% of it's coming in just to read the blog. But even if the other 50% of it is coming in looking for some type of services to be done, that's a lot of traffic, right? I mean, if you were talking about, doing 1,500 roofing jobs a month, that's a crazy number to try and even think about accomplishing within a month, right? But obviously, you're not going to close 100% of the people coming into your website that are calling you, so on and so forth. Some of them are still shopping around a little bit. So let's say on the low end, you still close 5% of the people that you're going to come in contact with from your website. Now, even if you're at 1,500 traffic-wise and you close 5% of them, that's still a lot of jobs. That's going to be still 75 jobs a month, which still seems super high. So you're going to have to, obviously, and a good problem to have, you can be nitpicky with who you work with, what type of jobs you're taking on, because you guys can start taking on the homeowners that seem like they would be easier to deal with over the long run. They're not going to have any problems paying you. You can even start looking at the quality of the job. Is it a larger job or a smaller job? Is it a repair or a roof replacement? So on and so forth. You can get into a bunch of options there, but you get to start instead of a bunch of clients picking between you and different companies, you get to be the one that starts choosing which clients you want to work with, right? So that's the type of potential and traffic you're missing out on if you aren't building websites out correctly and building trust and power within Google. So I think overall, again, we're almost 10 minutes on the video. I don't want to take up too much of your time here today again. So yeah, for the sake of the video, definitely some nuggets you guys can use to start implementing to bring in that traffic. at a more steady rate and at a larger quality and quantity. So I would, of course, if it's not too crazy an idea, would like some feedback on the video, whether that's, you found it informational and of value to you. If you, didn't learn anything from the video at all, either of those feedback wise helps me out a ton. So I can tweak the videos to help business owners at a higher, effective and efficient rate. And then, of course, too, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. And that can be, an email, a phone call, or a text. Any of those are just fine to reach me. That'll all be within the email that I sent this video in. So, again, I would like to thank you, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to watch this video for me. So, just wanted to say thank you one more time, and have a good rest of your day.